Yugoslavia was a pan-Slavic union that existed in Eastern Balkans that originally included many ethnicities. Through most of the 20th century, they were led by a nice man named Tito. After Tito's death in 1980, ethnic tensions between Serbians, Croats, Slovenians, and Montenegrins grew.
In 1992, Yugoslavia dissolved, leaving the countries of Serbia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Slovenia, Macedonia, Montenegro, Kosovo, Republic of Serbia, Croatian Republic of Herzegovina, Western Bosnia, and Republic of Serbian Krajina. Quite a mouthful. Let's break down the ethnicities. Within Bosnia, our main point of conflict, there existed several ethnicities: Serbian Orthodox Christians in small pockets in the east, in the south, Catholic Croats, and Serbian Croat Muslims in central Bosnia. All of these people had a strong distaste for each other. After the initial collapse of Yugoslavia, an army was formed called the Yugoslav People's Army, also known as the JNA. These soldiers armed themselves in the hope they could preserve the Yugoslav Republic by destroying the secessionist government. This army was increasingly under Serbian government of Slobodan Milošević, which followed his policies of Serbian nationalism. His end goal of a greater Serbia led to most of the army leaving, effectively making it into a Serbian army. Other nations, such as Albania and Croatia, also desired to make their nations into greats. The beginning of the end begins in 1991 when Slovenia and Croatia declare their independence in June, with Macedonia following in September. They fight for 10 days in Slovenia with the Yugoslav army victory. They support the Serbian rebels in Croatia, and the Croatian War for Independence begins. Serbian areas in Croatia declare independence but are only recognized by Serbia. Several cities are shelled and bombed, refugees flooding into Croatia, but Europe is slow to take any. 1992. The UN signed the Vance Plan, making 4 UN-protected zones for Serbs, ending large-scale fighting in Croatia. Bosnia declares independence. The Bosnian War begins with the Bosnian-Serbian military leadership, with Ratko Mladić at the head, trying to create a new, separate Serbian state, Republika Srpska, so he can make a big Serbia. The Federal Republic of Yugoslavia is proclaimed, consisting of Serbia and Montenegro. The Yugoslav army retreats from Bosnia, but leave their cool weapons behind to the army of Republika Srpska, which attacks poorly armed Bosnian cities of Zvornik, Kotor, Varoš, Prežidor, Foča, Doboj, Visegrad. The Prijedor ethnic cleansing and the siege of Sarajevo begin. Croatia and Bosnia officially declare war.
Fighting begins in the Beheg regions between Bosnian government forces loyal to Ahija Izetbegović and Bosniaks loyal to Fikret Abdić, supported by the Serbs. Sanctions in FR Yugoslavia, now located, create hyperinflation of 300% of the Yugoslav dinar. After massacre, the Kraut forces kill over 100 Bosnian Muslims. Markel markets shelling in Sarajevo. Peace treaty arbitrated by the United States between Croats and Bosniaks, forming the Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina. FR Yugoslavia stops paying the Republika Srpska. Srebrenica massacre, over 8,000 Bosniaks are killed by Serbian forces. Croatia initiates Operation Flash, recapturing part of its territory, forcing tens of thousands of Serbs to leave the area. Republika Srpska responds with Zagreb rocket attack. Croatia launches Operation Storm, reclaiming all UNPA zones except eastern Slovenia, resulting in an exodus of 150,000 to 200,000 Serbs from the zone. Yugoslav forces do not intervene. The war in Croatia ends. An ATO launches a series of airstrikes on Bosnian Serb artillery and other military targets. Croatian and Bosnian army start a joint offensive against the Republican Srpska. The Dayton Agreement is signed in Paris, leading to the end of the war in Bosnia and Herzegovina ends. The aftermath of the war is over 100,000 killed and missing 2 million people, internally displaced or refugees. FR Yugoslavia officially recognizes Bosnia and Croatia. Fighting in Kosovo, rebels and Yugoslav authorities. Following the falsifying elections in FR Yugoslavia, tens of thousands of Serbs protest in Belgrade for about 3 months. Everyone chills.
Eastern Slavonia peacefully reintegrated into Croatia following a gradual 3-year handover of power. Fighting in Kosovo gradually escalates between the Serbia and the Albanians, demanding independence and the state. In the year 1999, the Račak massacre occurs, killing 45 Albanian nationals. Rambouillet talks fail. NATO starts a military campaign and Kosovo and bombards FR Yugoslavia in Operation Allied Force. Following Milosevic's signing of an agreement, control of Kosovo is handed to the United Nations but still remains a part of Yugoslavia's federation. After losing wars in Croatia, Bosnia, and Kosovo, numerous Serbs leave those regions and find refuge, remaining in Serbia. In 1999, Serbia was host to some 700,000 Serb refugees or internally displaced refugees. Fresh fighting erupts between the Albanians and Yugoslav security forces in Albanian-populated areas outside of Kosovo, with the intent of joining 3 municipalities to Kosovo: Preševo, Bujanovac, and Mivida. Franjo Tudman, the president of Croatia, dies shortly after his party loses the elections. Slobodan Milosevic is voted out of office, and Yugoslav Koštunica becomes the new president of Yugoslavia. With Milosevic ousted and a new government in place, FR Yugoslavia restores ties with the West. Political and economic sanctions are suspended in total, and FRI is reinstated in many political and economic organizations, as well as becoming a candidate for other collaborative efforts. Fighting between the Albanians and Macedonians in Macedonia ending in the same year, conflict with Kosovo results in defeat for the Albanians. In 2002, Milosevic was put on trial in The Hague on charges of war crimes in Kosovo, to which charges of violating the laws or customs of war and grave breaches of the Geneva Conventions in Croatia and Bosnia and the massacres in Bosnia were later added. Milosevic did not recognize the court and represented himself during the trial. His defenses aired in former Yugoslavia, and his popularity among the Serbian people greatly increased. 2003, Yugoslavia becomes Serbia and Montenegro. The reason for all this violence, and what was actually at the heart of the conflict, was the fact that Serbs and Croatians returned to annex Bosnian territory, which caused old conflicts to arise, such as religious differences and political unrest.